So what we have here is a tank heater that's in the process of being built. Casey, tell me what's going on with these rods sticking through the tank here.
So what we use is a 120 wall DOM tubing, seamless tubing, and we run one pass all the way through. It has no connections inside your tank, so it has no actual ability to break inside your tank. That's the best way we could take and do it, so it's peace of mind on us, it's peace of mind on you guys too.
Yep, yeah, that way you're not having your coolant and your hydraulic fluid interact there.
Yes,
that's
sir.
not a good situation. It makes for a
Absolutely.
pretty nasty sludge when you get coolant in your oil. But what happens here is this is routing off of your cooling system. It's routing your antifreeze into these pipes, and they actually get fittings on the end that make them loop one to the other. And so it's just making 4 passes real quick and coming back to your truck. And so obviously during the summer when it's real hot, you're not keeping it on and overheating your fluid. But in the wintertime when you're starting out and your fluid's really cold, I've seen people shear their PTO shaft off by trying to engage their PTO when their fluid was still cold. And I get, like, engaging your PTO is gonna heat your fluid up, but it's not gonna take it anywhere.
Yes, sir.
You're not getting the heat in your tank. 8 minutes.
Yeah, 8 minutes is what it takes.
We're up to operating temperature from sub-freezing.
Yes, sir. And we've had it where it's blowed filter housing, these cast filter housings in the top too, from pushing too thick of fluid through it, and then their filter being just a hair bit used or anything like that too.
Yeah, any water in there that's frozen in that filter, just like in a diesel system,
Yes, sir.
So operating with cold fluid is absolutely terrible for your system. It's horrible for it. It creates tons of back pressure in there. You're overworking your pump. You're overworking your seals because you're trying to push fluid through that's too thick because it's cold. Heating your fluid up before you're operating instead of trying to heat it up while you're operating is a way better way to go. Yeah, so like if this thing is super cold, you haven't had any opportunity to warm it up. Say you left your truck overnight at a job site and you're coming back in the morning, you don't have an opportunity to drive it anywhere, kind of start getting it warm. We think somewhere between 8 and maybe 15 minutes at the most, and this is up to operating temperature, and you're good to go, and you don't have to stress your crane doing it. You can do it before you've unfolded anything, or even turn your PTO on for that matter. Depending on what crane you have, we may need your tank. If you have a BIK crane, we've got your tank, and we can build it and swap you out, but we send this to you already built. And you're able to hoist it up onto your crane and actually transfer the fluid out of your old one into your new one, hoist it up onto your crane, bolt it on, and be good to go. You don't even have to bring your crane here to have this done. It used to be that we required the crane for this, but we simplified the process to where we can actually ship it to you already built. So,
yes, sir.
Cool, let's check it out on the truck, man.
Yeah.
You can see where the pipes are connected together here, where they've got these elbows joining them. And so the fluid's flowing through a total of 4 times and coming back out, back to your cooling system. Show us the valve and everything else you got on
So what
here.
we have is a double acting valve. Whenever it's facing towards the crane, your fluid's just circulating like normal. It's not actually
Crane
going
only.
to the tank. It's only going through the motor. Whenever you flip this valve in line, it's actually going to take and allow the fluid to pass through each of the veins and then back to the truck afterwards to go get rewarmed back up and then come back here to rewarm this tank.
Obviously you want to make sure that, like, it's summertime and hot, that you're not running this thing on. You don't want to be doing that, because then you're going to be overheating your fluid. Obviously this thing's got a thermometer on it. You can look at it and see how hot the fluid is and act accordingly according to what type of fluid you run for what area you're operating in. But this is a super simple design. We've been running it for quite some time. I think some of our trucks have had them on there for well over a year now, right?
Yeah.
It's tried and true. It's definitely it's a proven process. Plugging in a hotel parking lot or on the side of the road in a storm, it's just not possible. You can't just run a generator on the back of your truck all night to keep your fluid warm so that you can run in the morning. You're not going to be able to run the system off of an inverter. You don't want to run your engine all night just to keep your hydraulic fluid warm. There's no better way to run than this. We've tried the magnet heaters, we've tried the blankets, we've tried all of that stuff, and like, you might have an indoor shop and you might have a way to keep your truck warm under normal circumstances, but like, we work in a lot of abnormal circumstances, and if you're one of those guys that doesn't have a heated shop, or you have a heated shop but you go abroad and work other areas, this is a must.